So I've never had a 9-to-5 job before, and working 8 hours a day just doesn't really make sense to me. I've heard from my friends that the corporate life is mostly just waiting around doing nothing for most of the day. So despite the comfort and predictability, that's why I've never chosen to have a 9-to-5 job. Because I believe there's a better way of working. I really don't think you need to work 8 hours a day. In all honesty, I now work between 2 and 5 hours a day depending on what I'm doing, and I've been the most productive that I've ever been. And I have more free time to do the things that I actually love doing, like being outside, reading, writing, and exercising, all which contributes to my mental health and having a positive, healthy mindset and outlook on the world. So today I'm going to be speaking about why you struggle to get things done and give you 3 tips that'll take your productivity to the next level so that you don't need to waste away your life working all day. Alright, so first things first, why can our generation, society at this point in time not get anything done? Why do we struggle to be productive? Why is it so difficult to do things that have never been easier? We are living in the most comfortable, most convenient time that humans have ever existed, yet we struggle to do the most basic tasks in our life. And I believe this is because we are too distracted, we are too stimulated, and we're training our brains for a world that is filled with immediate gratification, short-term gain, short-term pleasure. And so when we have this constant stimulation of scrolling through TikTok, scrolling through Instagram, watching Netflix, eating fast foods, doing all the things that we know are bad for us, we are training our brains to become addicted and look for more of the short-term stimulation. And then that becomes the new norm. That becomes the new baseline. And so in order to feel something more, in order to feel more stimulation, we have to search for more and more and more. It's the basis of addiction. So, how do you combat this and actually get to work and get things done and stay focused on a particular task? The very first thing you can do is to remove all distractions. This includes social media, TV, screens, and pretty much all technology. Unless, of course, you're doing a work project that involves that technology. For example, I do a lot of video editing for my freelance career, and so I need to be on my computer to be doing that work. But that means that I don't have my phone right next to me. My phone is in the other room. My phone is on focus mode. I don't have a million tabs of YouTube open and playing YouTube videos in the background. I'm there and I'm focused on that task at hand. So do whatever you need to do to remove all distractions from your life. That doesn't even have to be technology. That can be other people. If you live with your family and you work from home, have a closed door policy where if your door is closed, that means you're working and no one else can distract you, no one else can disturb you. That way it'll allow you to be way more present with your work, get things done quicker, be more focused, be more efficient, and then give you more time to be with your family, with other people, be more present in that and give them your time and focus. So on either side, whether you are trying to work more productively or spend more time with your family productively and lovingly, remove the distractions from both and be focused on that task. Because it's when we try and multitask and do a million things at once that it takes 8 hours to get a 2-hour task done. Now, I also know in the corporate world, you have to go through approval of approval of approval and hear from the higher ups, and there's this whole ladder of hierarchy and all this ridiculous nonsense that is so inefficient. So I know that it's a lot of the time, if you are stuck in that corporate world, it's not really your fault. But if you're trying to be more productive in your own life or even in your work life, you can get these tasks done quicker and then use your free time more productively and more intentionally as well. My second tip is to set up a conducive external environment. I'm a full believer that your external environment influences your mental environment. So if you're going to be working in an environment that's super stimulating and distracting all the time, of course you're not going to be able to focus on the task at hand because there's a million other things happening right here or right here on your phone while you're trying to work. If you're getting notifications all the time, then you're not going to be focused on here. Your attention is always going to be pulled away. So, I mean, that was kind of focused on the distractions thing, so move distractions. But creating an external environment that's conducive to your productivity is setting up a office space that has everything you need, that has all the inspiration that you like. If that's putting up pictures on the wall, plans, documents, scripts, whatever it is, anything that gets you in the zone, gets you feeling comfortable and in a space that's ready to work and be productive. That also means having the right tools, having the right softwares, having things set up before you start doing the actual work so that you don't need to break your creative flow in order to set this new thing up or change this thing or fix this thing. It's all about ensuring that everything is done and ready to go before you start working. That includes even having things like coffee with you, or having food ready, or snacks, or water, whatever it is. Make sure that you have all these things so that when you sit down, you don't need to get up. That just made me even think about the classic mom quote, have you gone to the bathroom yet? Have you gone to pee before we leave? So make sure you go pee before you leave to be in this productive focus mode. Obviously this isn't going to be like flawless every single time, but it's all about minimizing the opportunity to break from your creative flow, to break from that focus mode, and something that'll pull your attention away from what your intended attention and intention is. And the third and final tip I have is to plan before you go. Before you start doing any work or any task, have a plan in mind so that you don't start doing the thing and then 5-10 minutes in you're like, what do I have to do next now? Let me figure that out. Let me take another 15 minutes to figure out what I need to do next. So even if it takes you 5, 10, 15 minutes before you actually start doing the dedicated task that you set out to do, create just a bullet point plan of the steps that you have to take in order to achieve your goal. Write it on a sticky note, write it on a piece of paper, type it up in your notes, whatever it is, and just put it within visible sight so you know what you need to do, and then all you need to do is just do those things. Again, this will just keep you from breaking out of that flow state. There's also another point to be made for momentum, inertia. We know that the more momentum something has, the harder it is to stop. So if we can get something good that's going, we need to make sure that we do everything possible to make sure that we keep that thing going, keep the boat moving. So ask yourself, what can I do to ensure that this boat keeps moving? What can I ensure to make sure that the boat goes even faster? Lastly, before I go, I just wanted to say that if you did like this video, please make sure to leave a like. It really does help me and the YouTube algorithm and all that kind of stuff. Also, if you are new to this channel and want to subscribe for more productivity hacks, life hacks, mental hacks, all of those kind of things, hit that subscribe button. I'm going to link to this video right here, which I made a couple weeks ago. This was a week that absolutely changed my life, where I did a dopamine disconnect. I highly recommend that if you want to get into being more productive and more intentional about your life. So go check that out, and I will see you there.